Okay, so we've been actually hearing every single time, diba? Na
Yeah.
we are assembling the strongest lineup ever.
Syempre,
It's always
Ever.
like-
But at the same time, you have to back it with a very impressive pool then of
That's right.
players.
That's right. And we're seeing a fairly,
A
it's
decent pool.
Yeah, and
so
it's
far.
it's been a good mix, and we were saying also that as much as 5 players have debuted under
In
Coach Dulio, of course,
Croatia.
in just the past 2 friendlies. Coach, what other
Areas.
changes or areas of improvement can we expect coming into the friendlies and then the Challenge Cup itself?
We have a pool right now that's like 31 players, and the 31 players that I have seen so far. So I know there are rumors out there with players that I haven't seen. No, I mean I haven't seen, and they don't even have a club.
Right.
It's difficult. I mean, it's difficult if you play in the first division in Spain, and for example, and you don't have a club because you waited too long for the transfer window and all that stuff. It's fine. But if you play in the 3rd and 4th division and now you don't have a club and you train, it's not good for the country. It's not good to look on the outside. If you are the same player like you have it over here, so why do we have to fly somebody in and spending all that money if you get the same player over here? And it's maybe not as quite as good as the other one is, but the difference is maybe not that big. So if the difference would be big, obviously we would take any player. But if the difference is not that big, then I would say, save that money because we can use it for something else. There are some players definitely that we have in our view, and talking to them, maybe joining us in the future. I don't know. It's not gonna work, I guess, until the Challenge Cup. But there are some really interesting players out there. They're playing in first division teams in Australia and some England. Not in first division England, but there are some players. They are really good, and it's tough to get those players over. It's because they have the possibility to play somewhere else. But it's kind of, if we continue to play that we play now, and we play maybe successful in, winning games, then maybe it's easier for us to change the mind to play for us instead of playing for some other countries. So it's all right now, not thinking about adding too many players on too many positions. Obviously, some of the positions are a little weaker than the other ones, but we still have enough players to play certain positions that we don't have to be worried about it. Let's put it this way.
As much we have an impressive pool of players, but I think Nate, do you think that and Coach, do you think that there's also reason to expand the pool a little bit, just to accommodate players who,
or maybe looking into the grassroots. Because
the youth development.
Yeah, we know also it's another point of concern.
Yeah, I was thinking about right now just for the Challenge Cup. The Challenge Cup is just around the corner, so you don't have. You cannot find a player that is who could help us really that much right now to accomplish what we want to do. It's more when you're talking about grassroots and calling about this. Yeah, definitely there are so many young players in the system. They are even not in the system, but they are not with us right now. College players that we have seen. And we say, those guys, we need to get back in, and we need to train with them on a regular basis. But it's a whole development conversations that we have to have, but we don't have it now because right now it's a Challenge Cup.
Do you think
Yes.
we have a problem with the midfield?
Not at all.
Not at all.
We have so many good midfield players.
And
Very good midfield players.
how about the forwards? Or do we need to work on the forwards? Since in the last 2 games, we've had problems with the first, finishing. Do you think we should work on that, and that should be addressed in the next friendlies?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said before. Kind of, the task next game is we need to score goals. We need to get more opportunities to score goals. That means we have to set our forwards more into situation that they can score, and we have to make different decisions to get in a position that we can score. So that will be something that we have to work on in Qatar and in Bahrain for the Challenge Cup. So the next game will be something that we have to score goals. We have to find out who can score goals. So before was the more like thinking about keeping possession, playing, trying to get somewhere near to goal and trying to score, obviously, but you're not playing against a team that it's easy to score.
So, sir, you're looking for the right combination up front.
Not the right combination. It's the right combination. Depends
overall.
what you're saying.
Overall.
Combination in players or combination in combination patterns to get there.
Yeah, in patterns, maybe.
Patterns to get there.
Yes.
Yes, you're right.
So,
That's something that we're gonna work on. How can we get behind the defense? How can we? I think we have to keep possessions. So we have to. Everybody has a certain position on the field. I mean, you can mark it as lines. Like, this is where you need to be. If we have the ball, that's where you need to be. If we don't have the ball, you have to be right here. So when you run, I don't want the right back running around on the left side.
Yeah.
You know, that's and then the midfield players, same thing. If midfield players are playing with two defensive minded and one offensive minded, you don't want to cross over because then you're creating a big hole where good teams killing you through that. So if you are not in your position, then you know it makes it very, very difficult. We had that in our last game.
Yes.
Right.
We will address that problem next time when we maybe in a conversation or maybe when we get together, because we're getting in the problems because some of the players don't keep that position. So that's something what we're gonna work on. Yeah,
That's something to look forward to, and coach makes a point on how we saw traces of that in the last game.
Right.
You know, at least getting into the final third. No. Okay, so well, for more updates, of course, on the squad and the upcoming Challenge Cup, do follow us at FTW Sports.